Two Brothers Story. Once upon a time, there were two brothers who inherited their father's land. The two brothers decided to divide the land in half, and each one has his own farm, and start farming their own section. After a while, the older brother married and had 6 children, but the younger brother never married. One night, the younger brother thought, "I'm not married, and I don't have children. It's not fair that I own half of the land to farm. My brother has 6 children to feed. He should have more grain than I do." Next day, the younger brother went to his barn and collected a large amount of wheat. During the night, he went to his brother's farm and left the wheat in his brother's barn. He returned home, feeling pleased for what he has done. At the same night, the older brother lying awake and thought, "It's not fair that I have half of the land to farm. When I'm old, my wife and I will have our children to take care of us, while my brother will probably have nobody to look after him. He should sell more grain from the fields now so he has enough money to take care of himself when he is old." Therefore, next day, he collected a large amount of wheat, and during the night he went to his brother's farm, and left the grain in his brother's barn, then returned home, feeling pleased. The next morning, when the younger brother went into his barn, he was quite surprised to see the same amount of grain in his barn. He said, "I couldn't see in dark and have not taken as much wheat as I thought. I make sure to take more tonight." The next day, each of them collected a large amount of wheat from their barn, and in the dark at night, took the wheat to his brother's barn. The next morning, the brothers were surprised again. "How could I have mistaken?" Each brother said, "I collected a pile of wheat for my brother, but there is same amount. How could it be possible? I'll make sure I won't mistake tonight. I'll take the wheat down to the backyard. Then I'll be sure the wheat gets delivered to my brother." For the third time, each brother collected a large pile of wheat from his barn, loaded it onto a cart, and pulled his cart through the fields toward his brother's barn. Under the shadow of a moon, each brother noticed someone in the distance. It was puzzle. Who could it be? When the two brothers recognized the form of the other brother and the load he was pulling behind, they realized what had happened. They dropped the cart and hugged.